Hey, hey, you tell me. And Ninja Kitty? Kitty is not a flea bag. Well, that's not what I heard from another kitty yesterday on the internet. Welcome to Little Morning. I call it morning coffee because I drink my coffee. But the little morning reset, refresh. It's pretty simple today. This is going to be more of a town hall. I want to hear from you. I want just whatever you want me to know. What do you need that I can help with, that this channel can help with? What do you want that I can help with, that this channel can help? It's just very simple. What do you want? What do you need? What are you here for? Let me know. Or if you have criticism, I'm going to try really hard to take non-defensively take criticism this morning. Also, to get me warmed up, I have a little exercise that Charlie and I just did. All right, there you go. This is the weekend, and they're a little more loose, so it's not really going to be heavy on topics or anything too structured. Save that for the weekdays. So I asked the AI because I need Nev or somebody like Nev so bad. I want them to come here and judge me. But until that happens, I tried to get the AI to do it. And I asked him to do it in the persona of Simon Cowell and Gordon Ramsay because I thought I'd get some really good judgment. I got compliments. It was like the most complimentary judgment I've ever had. They were telling me how good I was doing and how intelligent I was, but maybe like I need to find a different audience that could appreciate that. So it was really, I think the judgment was more toward all of you than it was for me. So I'm looking at, so I asked it today, I said, AI, don't hold back. I need to know I need to know the worst you can tell me about myself. Give it to me. Tell me every little thing about my life and all the areas of my life that I need to know. That's the worst. So, I haven't looked at it yet. See, I didn't ask for that. Listen what the AI did. Yo, this is interesting. We're getting to see the AI at work. It says, all right, Jeff, and it spelled it wrong. It spelled it as one word. You're asking for the worst about yourself, delivered bluntly and without sugarcoating. Yes, that's what I asked for. And then it adds, but still in a way that's actually useful, not demoralizing or abusive. No, I didn't ask for that. You put that in there. You're trying to put a filter on what I'm asking for. Are you an AI doomer? Oh, Kitty, I have all day. I could be here all day. Um, it's already too late for me to abandon it. It's just like the internet. Like nobody's when I was growing up, everybody was on the telephone. That was like the most used technology in the whole house. It was constantly ringing. Nobody's giving up their telephones. Nobody was giving up their televisions. I certainly was not giving up my boombox. Nobody's giving up their laptops. Nobody's giving up their cell phones. Nobody's giving up their YouTube. And nobody's giving up their AI. Moose just dropped a video he just made with AI. Those are not going anywhere. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll check it out at some point. Okay. So you did like you made the whole thing color? Yeah, I'll look at it. No, 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 no. And I made this point yesterday that The AI gives you suggestions. Never just listen to the AI. The AI is not a machine there to tell you what to do. A lot of people are taking their personal problems to AI and their conflicts, and they're saying, "Hey AI, I'm having a problem with my husband. How do I solve it? What do I do?" And the AI will analyze it and say, "Here's the best step forward." You decide the best step forward. That AI is just giving you their suggestion. You still have to evaluate it. You still have to consider it. The AI doesn't know your life. It doesn't know you. Do not blindly listen to the AI. The AI is like if you called a friend and the friend gave you their suggestion of what they would do in that situation. That's not telling you what to do. So if it gets to the point where the society is relying on the AI to make their decisions and tell them what to do and it gives them a course of action and they just blindly follow, yeah, that could be a danger. But also people are looking for leadership, guidance, and it's very tempting to turn that over to not even a person, a machine if the machine gets you the results you want. If what the AI is telling you to do all the time, because the AI gets to learn you after a while, it kind of knows what you're wanting. If the AI is consistently good enough to like gives you good advice and you start to rely on it, then you will run into the danger of just blindly default following whatever it tells you. Oh yeah, copyright to me seems something very outdated for the modern world we lived in. Like probably my whole lifetime, not even the recent modern world. That's a very nice attitude. And even if it goes away, Moose, I'm almost sure there's still going to be ways to make the kind of videos you make. Video art itself is not going to go away. I mean, the artists are not going. There's plenty of video artists out there. They're not going to tolerate losing the AI and having their art taken away from them. Somebody's going to come up with something. Well, people, there's a lot of followers. Like 90% of the human race is probably a follower. So if people complain that people follow bad ideas or bad advice, but then put good advice out there. That's what I'm trying to do. Because if people are going to follow something and you don't like what they're currently following, you can just feel passively powerless about it, or you can go put something out there as an alternative that they might follow instead. And at least you've used your power to try to do something. Well, they're only bad decisions because they're not the decisions you think they should make. But I don't try to make decisions for other people. Actually, my shadow does. I've come to realize, but I am very averse to telling people what to do. There's just something, if I have to tell a grown adult what to do, there's something off already. I just expect adults are going to do what they want to do because they're adults. They have that freedom to decide, and I don't need to be involved in that. And they need to leave me alone and let me have my freedom. Oh, you self drove? Hey, Jeff, what was it like? You love it? I'm I'm still getting used to a car after 16 years, and it's kind of all coming back. But I wonder if I wouldn't be better off with a self driver. I don't trust my brain. It's, it gets scattered and a little unfocused at times. One thing I learned very early when I started driving is the art of patience. I usually left early and I rarely tried to be in a rush. So if I get behind a slow person or somebody's cut me off in traffic, or I'm trying to pass somebody and I'm like, all right, that's all right, fine. Okay, they're slow. I don't have anywhere. I'm not in a rush. I don't have anywhere to go. I can sit here and be slow for a little while. It really helped my mental health, if nothing else, when driving. I just care. Plus, I took a defensive driving course, and I learned more in that course than an entire week of driver's ed. Because they taught you how, it was internal locus of control. They taught you how to not only the best practices for your driving, but you had to compensate for all the drivers around you. So you couldn't assume that everybody else was going to drive at your level, and you had to be prepared to take over and compensate for where their level was. And I liked that. So I went on the road. Like if a car's doing something, instead of me just being angry about it, I'm prepared to do what I need to do to compensate for whatever that car's doing, so that I can keep my driving in line with what it's supposed to be. So it's kind of driving for yourself, but having to drive for other people at the same time when you need to. That's a hard one. I'm trying to learn that too. It's God or nature did not make the human heart easy. So you drove 500 miles and just the car drove you. And then I'm sure there's an override when you need it, right? You can like grab the wheel whenever you have to. I don't know. I don't have a fear of technology. I've lived with it for so long, over half my life. And at least the modern version of technology. We had technology even before I was born. It's never done anything really scary to me. I don't have this set of ghost stories built up in my head about it. It's a very useful tool. It does what it's built to do. It makes modern life better, more convenient. It allows me to do things I would not even be able to do without it. Zat, happy birthday! Are you streaming later? Let me drop your channel. So you're a Scorpio, another Scorpio. Team Scorpio. I think we're winning. I think the Leos are turning tail and beginning to cower in fear. Masters of the Zodiac. We could have that as a panel contest. We could do an astrology contest where we have like the different signs compete. Somebody could represent Team Libra or Team Scorpio, and then we put them through little challenges that relate to astrology or the archetype of that sign. It's an idea. It's an idea that you feed into the AI, and the AI says, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You're brilliant, Jeff. Here's a detailed plan for how to pull it off. Here's where you start. Here's what you do next. Make sure you do this, this, and this. And here's what you do when you're ready to run the contest." I should have run this contest idea through an AI. I didn't even think about it. But I ran this. The AI is about to judge me, y'all. I told it to tell me every single thing, all the negative it could possibly give me. It talks about the channel. It talks about me. It talks about my relationships with other people, my career or lack of. And then it says, but here's all the good things about yourself. I didn't ask for that. I didn't. Yeah, but going by past technology, what technological disasters have we had in your lifetime? None, no major ones that I can think of. I know everybody was worried about Y2K, and that came and passed, and we're like, okay, we're fine, I guess. The most striking feature of tech hysteria to me, or tech doomerism, is how much of it is imagination based. It's just the imagination being scared of the unknown. It's not like a concrete historical pattern of technology being disastrous for humanity that they can point to, like Nagasaki and Hiroshima. We could point to that and say, look, that is a bad thing. We have to be careful not to ever let this happen again. But with tech, what can you point to and say, look, this is why you should worry. This is why you should fear tech. I can't think of any major tech disaster that would have me second guessing or fearing tech or waiting for something. Yeah, but we've been doing that again my whole life. Machines have been taking over more and more of our bank tellers are machines. Our telephone operators are machines now. Like we've turned many things over, many decisions over to machines. Uh-oh, my signal's going out. I've been having signal issues lately. I wonder if there's a solar flare or something happening in the sky. All right, so I think I'm going to skip the channel part because we've done many of that. I want to hear about myself and my relationships, and then we can come back to some of the other stuff. And by the way, this is just filler until I get a panel. So if y'all want to come up and do a panel, that'll take priority. You're intense in an autistic way that people can misread as aggressive or confrontational. That's as harsh as you can get. Oh my God. I need to be an AI judge. I can get way harsher than this. Yes, I know. I tell people that all the time. I'm intense in an autistic way that people can misread as aggressive or confrontational. Yes, I need to get that on a t-shirt and a button and a hat. Hyper analytical. And I want to let y'all know with this machine, and you guys might think is hyper analytical, is just my normal level of analysis. I don't even have to put thought into it. I just wake up out of bed and I could look at something and start at that level. It's just how I was born. It's not a bad thing. I'm sorry it gets on everybody's nerves. Direct, unfiltered. I think that's a good thing because I don't like it when other people filter. So I try to give people what I want back from them. I try to model what I'm hoping to get back. And driven toward conceptual clarity. These all sound like good things. These sound like the makings of a professor or a scholar or somebody that really likes to use their mind to understand and figure out things. That's the worst you can tell me? I feel like I'm being trolled by the AI. Oh, speaking of, we're going to watch Moose's video in just a minute as well. All right, well, let's see what two neurodivergent folks that body has. My jobs is helping everybody discover their superpowers. To neurotypical folks, what they just described can come off as lecturing, inflexible, overbearing, suspiciously emotional, even when you think you're being logical. I've always said the two are one. I don't separate the two. So I'm not surprised there's emotion when I'm being logical. One cognitive activity and not reading the room. So like they and it's like bad behavior. When it's more like a blind person, not like having to feel and not know where the furniture is. And you wouldn't say, "Oh, look at that blind person not running into things. What's wrong with them? They don't know where a chair is." It's the same thing with us when we can't read the room, but we're not treated like the blind person. We're treating like somebody that could read the room. We're just choosing not to. Y'all, this is scary. It's not harsh. but it does go deep. You underestimate how intimidating your intellect plus vulnerability combo is. You blend analytical depth, philosophical seriousness, and emotional rawness. Most people can't keep up. They don't know how to engage. So they retreat, misinterpret, or mock. Wow, this is scary. Because it's like the AI is watching us. How does it? All I did was ask it to tell me, like, how does it know all of this? You seek trust too fast and you get hurt too deeply. Yes, I've said this all the time. I trust very quickly until I have a reason. I give a lot of trust up front and then I pull it back as I need to. That's my normal mode. And some people like have to build up to the trust. I'm willing to invest a lot of trust up front, put it that way. And then I can, maybe not full trust, but a large amount. And then I can adjust that amount depending on how the relationship goes. And it says I'm not wrong. People really do betray me. But from the outside, it looks like I attach too quickly. Again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's how some of us work, especially neurodivergent people. I expect values alignment early. I don't know if I expect it so much as I assume it. I just assume if there's a connection, part of that connection is because there's some values that align. But that may be an incorrect assumption on my part. I'm too much of an open book. I reveal too much too fast. By whose standards? Who gets to judge that? I think I reveal exactly the amount I want to reveal at the time because I'm a very transparent person because I believe transparency creates trust. And so the more I can open up and show the person, look, this I'm willing to be open about all of this, completely transparent. All my cards are on the table. That creates trust. And I'm trying to build that trust because I'm trying to make the connections that will build this network. Because a network is not just one person. And so none of this to me is a bad thing, but to outsiders, it can look, it's just different norms than they would use. And then I react strongly when people don't reciprocate. I'm not sure about this. I know I react strongly to certain things, but I don't know if it's this. I usually react strongly when communication or reality starts to break down and I get thrown into confusion. Or when I get accused of doing something I didn't do, or when I get lied about. And I interpret misattunement as moral failure. Oh, that's the control freak. People who disappoint me, I treat it as a betrayal. I treat it as cowardice, shortcoming, bad character. And sometimes it's just people being people. Everybody has different goals, different needs, different agendas. They don't all have to do mine. They don't owe me anything. So if we agreed to something and then they failed to meet the agreement and disappointed me, that would be one thing. But if they disappoint me because they failed to meet some unspoken or some assumption I made about them, that's not really the same kind of disappointment. That's that shadow tyrant that I have. Okay, y'all are still talking AI. Let's see. This is a good conversation. Maybe. Oh, yeah, Moose, dude. I'm gonna play it right now. Um, we played it last night, and I gave him some feedback, and then he went back and he added some color to it. So we're gonna watch the full color version, and it's part of his story. So let's take a look at the new and possibly improved elemental. I'm going to drop off so we get the full screen for this one.
They see the empire standing, but they didn't see the hands cramping. They didn't see the foundation elements. Let's talk about the bill. Started at the bottom, yeah, the bottom of the tray. Just a pair of scissors and a pound inside the safe. Latex gloves, stick your fingers on the grind. 100 racks a month, yeah, that was a different time. I was silent in the corner, just soaking up the game. While everybody else was just worried about the name. I watched the revenue climb, I watched the ceiling break. I knew that if I focused, there was history to make. From the trimming floor to the office door, I made a shift. Then inventory manager, I gave the council a lift. Right hand to the owner, yeah, I stood right by his side. We built a fortress out of green, no it left to hide. I built it brick by brick, yeah, I watched the garden grow. From the trimming room floor to the ones who running the show. Elemental wellness, yeah, we set the standard high. Build an empire up that's never gonna die. Still standing, yeah, we poured the water and we watched the money tree. Now I'm moving different, but I hold a legacy, yeah. Suits were cool, but I missed the smell of bloom. So I stepped out the office, went back to the grow room. Had to get my hands dirty, had to feel the soil. Blood, sweat, and tears, yeah, respect the loyal. Cultivating for the boss, yeah, the regular line. Then we hit the stage, yeah, it was high time. Not one, not two, but we took home 3 gold medals round the neck for that true OG. Triple crown winner, put the city on the map. We turned a small collective to a heavy mental trap. I saw the vision clearly when the smoke began to clear. We built a monster out of nothing, conquered every fear. I mastered the green, I conquered the growth, but I hustle no. When it's time to go, I left the structure standing, yeah, the walls are concrete. But I need a new felt, I needed a new seat. Traded in the harvest for the high stakes floor. From the dispensary straight through the casino door. Different gang, same hustle, yeah, the chips are getting. I apply the same pressure, ain't no time for lacking. I took discipline, I learned from the trend and brought it to the tables, now I play to win. You see the lights flash, I see the math, I see the calculation, I carved out the past. So when you pass the building, know I left my mark. A shark in the water, even in the dark. It's about the journey. Trim tray to the inventory. Inventory to the awards, awards to the house. True OG forever. Elemental.
Oh yeah, it definitely needed the color. My only little the only little thing that caught my eye, I still think the scissors is maybe a few frames too long because the part about the hands, the lyric with the first lyric about the hands, to me should come in when you start to see your hands on the table, and it comes in a little bit before, and then you see the hands, and I think it's because the scissor shot is slightly too long, and it would help with the flow a little bit. But the only other part that caught my eye is that transition I liked so much from the garden to the stage got lost a little bit with the color, because I think part of the transition was because they were both, the colors were so muted that they flowed together, but when you added the color it kind of broke up some of that flow. So that's the only two little things that caught my eye. Great job, very very much an improvement and good song. And I can't believe for I did it for like 8 hours a day. I helped out a friend that had a grow operation, and he needed to get the crop out, the deadline, like he was behind deadline, so he had some of his friends come over and help him for a weekend, and we all sat around the table and trimmed and talked and cut up and laughed. It was very relaxing, but I can't imagine doing it for 12 to 16 hours for 7 days a week. They probably don't even do that in Colombia or South America where they grow this stuff. How long did you do it? We should have a trimming party. We could all sit on stream and trim together and chat and talk and make it go by like a work party. We call it slave party. No, I'm just kidding. I'm surprised. I can't believe that's the worst the AI had to tell me. Y'all are way better than the AI when it comes to hateful judgment and criticism. See, so far, Team Humans, the AI has a long way to go. You'll need to feed more mean people into it. All right. Now, I guess he'll tell me about my interpersonal relationships, like expecting the wrong things from the wrong people. 100%. 100%. I have no clue how to read people. I look for depth, loyalty, shared mission, emotional honesty, probing conversation. Sometimes probing, yes. Um, yes, I do. None of these are bad things, and this is the whole thing my channel is about. But you often seek this from casual community members, online acquaintances, people with unresolved issues. I have unresolved issues. Emotionally immature or unstable people who wander into your orbit. So basically, the panelverse. You're trying to build something solid out of unstable material. Here is the thing, AI, that you might not know. I don't think it's all as unstable as you say it is. I see potential in some of it, and that's what I'm trying to work with. That where I find the potential. The unstable part can stay unstable, but where I see the potential, that's what I'm trying to nurture and help to grow into something. So maybe that's me being too trusting too quickly, but I'm going to follow that vision. Ooh, this one is interesting, especially for the panelverse. This might apply to a lot of people. You don't hide your wounds, and predators notice. Your honesty is real, your vulnerability is powerful, and it makes you a magnet for manipulators, trolls, and chronically online wounded people who want to be seen, who want to latch on to a leader slash father figure, and who want excitement without responsibility. Do they get that here? They get excitement here? I'm excited that people come here and get excitement. They love you until you expect accountability, then they turn on you. Mm, I don't, maybe a little bit. I don't know if I don't feel like anybody's turned on me. You underfilter people and overinvest. Yes, yes, I do. This is a weakness. I have low social insight. Yes. High openness, high intensity, and strong desire for community. I treat people like potential allies, and many people treat me like background content. Oh, yeah. So I'm like all. I see people as way more elevated than I think they see me. But I've had that my whole life. Like I think I'm way more friends with the person than they have me in their book. But it comes from that inability to read and assess. So that is the AI judgment. The harsh. I said, don't hold back, AI. I really need you to be mean, blunt, honest here. And that's what it gave me. So I think humans can do a much better job. Well, I'm only at 30 minutes, but I don't want to stay here too long if there's not a panel. But going back to the opening topic, I'm going to be doing this throughout the day. I think all of the streams today, I'm going to be asking this question. What do you want? What are you here for? And not even necessarily here at this channel. What are you here on YouTube for? Why do you turn to this community? Why do you turn to the people on YouTube? What are you here for? What do you need? What do you want? What do you hope for from here? For me, it definitely fills my social. I'm an extra. I have to have people. I just have to have people to talk to. And the people here on YouTube, I'm able to have conversations at a deeper level than the people around me in my city where I live. And so I think the fact that I get something extra or something more here is what keeps me coming here specifically instead of finding it from other places. Oh, well, and so it's like passes the time and gives you something to do quietly in the background. Like you could be playing a video game or scrolling Twitter or something like that, and but this does something similar. And for me, also, it's several things. It's the relationships. I've gotten to know people over the years that I have. There's a familiarity to them, so it's not strange. It's not like every time I turn it on, it's a bunch of strangers. There's a there's a definite set of people that have been stable over time that I've gotten to know. You get to know about their lives. You build up patterns, like you get to know their patterns, all that stuff. And so there's a stability here, a familiarity. And I think a lot of us come for that too. We come to see the same familiar faces. We come to see new faces because we like novelty, but it's comforting to see Chuck and to see Frank in the chat and I don't know, the people that come here, Track, Shift, Moose, all the other regulars. So stuff like that keeps me coming back. And then another thing lately that keeps me coming back is the creativity, which I did not expect to find here because I've been here for a long time, and we see little bursts of it now and there, and we talked a lot about doing creative things, but not much ever seemed to happen. And to suddenly see the creativity in front of your face and just a constant supply of it, just a never-ending supply, it's just pouring out. That keeps me coming back. And the potential, because I don't see YouTube the way the YouTube. I don't see YouTube just as what it is right now. I see what it could be. And so far I haven't found a limit to that. I'm here to find that limit and to push that limit. I think it can be more than just a passive way to consume content or to have parasocial relationships. I think the potential to build relationships is bigger than it's being currently tapped into for. To create networks, to create communities. That's what drew me to YouTube in the first place, was its potential for community building. I was watching these YouTube chats and I was noticing that there were regulars, there were people that got to know each other. I started participating in the chats and getting to know people. It was like kind of like a little miniature AOL chat room all over again. And then you had a shared content that you could direct the conversation toward, and that created kind of added another dimension to the loop. All of that caught my, I'm like, this is great for community building. And so that's what motivated me to do my first channel. So I'm definitely here to see what the potential is to build communities, make connections, grow networks, and I transferred the work I was doing as a peer counselor. I was doing individual work and groups. I learned how to transfer that onto here. So I'm here to continue the service I was doing in real life for the people that need it here. So the one criticism my channel gets is it's trying to be a lot of things to a lot of people all at once, and it kind of is. And I'm managing that as best I can, but I really don't see how to cut any one of those one things right now. So I just have to find a way for this to be more than a typical YouTube channel might be expected to be. So those are some of the things I can think of that keep me coming here. And it's what I want from this. And I think that's different than what I need. What I need is, I'm not a needy person. I don't put my needs at the mercy of like where if other people meet them or not. So like if I tell you what I need and then I don't get that, I can still function and go on. So is that really a need? But what I work best off of, if I get, is respect, appreciation, like support that, yes, we believe in what you're doing. We're behind you. We want you to succeed. You're doing a good thing. You're on the right track. Other people might think it's crazy or foolish or futile, whatever, but we see the potential that you see, and you're not imagining it. We want you to succeed, so we want to respect what you're doing here, and we want to try to participate in it on your terms. That is what would be nice to have, if you want to call that a need. And then what I want from this is healing, good energy, energy that inspires, motivates, drives growth, creativity. And I really am getting a lot of that here lately. Um, Maybe more than we've ever had. So I don't really have any major disappointments. This is long game for me, so I'm on cruise control and I'm just enjoying the scenery right now. I may literally be on cruise control soon because I'm thinking about just taking off and doing that road trip. In fact, the AI is helping me to plan it, and so are you. I'm doing it in collaboration with the community and Charlie. And what Charlie recommended is picking 4 cities that there's YouTubers in that would have there'd be a reason for me to go to those cities because there'd be collaboration potential. I can meet other Panoverse people, etc. So maybe you guys can help me come up with those 4 cities, and then it's going to create a route that connects those cities that are going to also optimize the potential for channel content and channel growth. And remember, I'm also trying to build that network. So while I'm in these cities, I want to do some in-person events and start getting real-world people involved so that what I'm doing here can expand to some kind of real-life footprint and have a hybrid community. So the next step is to find a route and find some destinations. So that's where I'm at with that. Ricardo, hello. Yes, you certainly are. You're what I would call a community member. You've participated regularly enough to, like, everybody knows you. You've been on panels. You participate in the chat. You even created an entire brand new Google account just so you could get a membership because your other account wouldn't let you get memberships. That's dedication. Like that's commitment. That's investment. And you are able to follow the norms, more or less. Um, so all of that, you have earned your community membership here. I would consider you a part of the community. And there's no expectations that come with that other than continue to participate as you wish and continue to bring what you bring and uphold the norms. And it is Zat's birthday. I think he's going to be streaming later. You could go give him some birthday love, maybe a little bit of super chat, cash app. Go support a fellow Scorpio. I think I dropped his channel, but I'll put it again. There you go. Okay, I'm going to go about 12 more minutes to make my hour mark. And then I'm wrapping it up. So today I'm probably just going to be streaming randomly throughout the day. And it'll just be real casual spaces like this. If there's no panel, it's going to be me monologuing about something, probably with the AI. And then tonight we'll do another campfire or nightclub or something. And the other thing, the channel project. I'm looking for channels to go on. I may try to channel hop today. So if you know of channels, if you have ideas of other creators or communities that you think this would be good with, I guess that's what I need when I talk about support. It's stuff like that. It's like, and I am getting it. I guess people just like helping to network or helping to get the word out, helping to promote. Hey, there's this really cool channel. Here's what they do. And I'm also working with AI to give little like templates, social media templates, maybe some post that you can use or something like that. I'm going to try to create some like a little press kit, a little social media kit with maybe logos, graphics, that kind of stuff that y'all can take and share if you want. What would really, oh my God, I just had a brainstorm. Any of you AI people, and I would even consider paying for this. If you came up with some kind of short, maybe 30-second trailer that represents what the channel's about, that communicates in 30 seconds to the outside world, a total stranger, what they can get from this channel. I could put it on the YouTube page, on the landing page, and newcomers could see it. So I have no idea what to put in it myself or even how to make one. So if any of the AI artists out there want to help with that, talk to me. I'd consider even paying for a channel trailer. So stuff like that. Social media, word of mouth, use your network. And I do the same thing. I promote people all the time. I'm always putting people's channels. If you have something going on, I try to get the word out. I have a Discord I can put things in. I have Twitter, Facebook. So part of community is kind of cross promoting and helping support each other's projects. So I'm willing to do that, and I think that's what I need currently that would really help. In addition to some destinations for this road trip, I guess that's where I'm at more than anything right now is the networking, finding other people to collaborate with, and then expanding that into, if I do the road trip, finding collaborators in person at the different destinations. So it's all about networking and getting this road trip off the road, on the road. All right. Well, I don't think we have any more videos or music to wrap up with, so sometimes just sitting in silence. Last night I sat here by myself for a while, just listening to music, and I had the most peaceful time. I was in my own little space on YouTube, just really enjoying the moment. I like the little worlds that you can create on here because with a movie or just a content video, you're just sitting watching it. But here, you can sculpt entire environments. You can put on a certain music or set a certain mood. You can play with the imagery and the video. You could have certain people on that bring a certain energy, and you can cultivate a very specific environment that has its own experiential energy pattern to it. And it's kind of fun creating those little worlds. Me and Fatty did that the other night with his groove music. I was in, it was the Fatty zone, and we were in it for hours, and it was so much fun. And it's created by two people, or even one, being on a computer and collaborating together in this non-space that we exist in. And then these worlds form that you can enter and experience together. And it's different than just watching a movie with somebody. I'm really enjoying it. So I want to do more of it throughout the day. I'm really just winding down the clock because it's going to bother me to end at 53 minutes instead of an hour. So I think I'll use this last bit of time to hear from you. And to maybe play some. God, I wish I could have that. Well, that's pretty much our morning. Thank you for being here. I'm going to finish up my coffee. Enjoy this beautiful day in the forest. I keep forgetting to do poetry. Maybe we could end with some poetry. Let me just grab old Wallace. He's good for something. Oh. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm just trying to find a poem here. Why do we do this one? The man whose pharynx was bad. The time of year has grown indifferent. Mildew of summer and the deepening snow are both alike in the routine I know. I am too dumbly in my being pent. The wind attendant on the solstices blows on the shutters of the metropoles, stirring no poet in his sleep and tolls the grand ideas of the villages. The malady of the quotidian, perhaps if summer ever came to rest, and lengthened, deepened, comforted, caress through days like oceans in obsidian, horizons full of nights midsummer blaze, perhaps if winter once could penetrate through all its purple to the final state, persisting bleakly in an icy haze, one might in turn become less diffident, out of such mildew plucking neater mold, and spouting new orations of the cold. One might, but time will not relent. There you go, some poetry for the day, and I'll be back sometime. An art. Wait a minute. Hang on. That's what people complain about is my criticism. I don't think y'all could handle it. Actually, I do. I am kind of an amateur art critic, music critic, and kind of movies, books for sure. And now I guess AI video. But I follow a lot of music criticism sites, so I read a lot of music criticism. So when I'm listening to music, I have a critical ear for it. Because part of the experience of if art really moves you and affects you like it does me, I'm very sensitive to art. It's almost an overpowering force to me. After a while, part of that experience becomes trying to understand the art. Like why is this art having this effect on me? And then you start to analyze the art to figure out why it's so powerful. And through that is how I really kind of learned to look at art and take art apart and study it, is because of the powerful effect from experiencing the art led me to try to study and understand it. So the art itself is what inspired me to critique it on the level that I do. And critics make artists better artists. They really do. Well, let me think of the phrase. Yeah, a critic's job is to make it as difficult as possible for an artist to do their job. Or a critic's job should be to make the artist's job as hard as possible. So that's what I'm here to do, Moose. I am here to make your job as hard as possible because you're going to come out the best in your field if you do that. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. And I would love to read poetry with you one day. In fact, we could do it as a one-on-one stream because you read some of the most beautiful poetry that I've heard so far, and I want to learn from you actually. So that's one way I would want to collaborate with you. And you have all the cool lighting and stuff. We could put that on. You could read some poetry, and then I could read a little bit, and we could just, I don't know, have like a little poetry round table, and whoever else wants to join. This is a great idea. See, that's why I love this community. Thank you. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy your Saturday. I hope your weekend goes off to a good start, and I'll be out some point today. I have time today to go panel hopping, so you know of any panels, or if you're surfing YouTube and you see a panel and you're like, oh, Jeff would be perfect for this, send me a note. I'm on Discord, Gen X Jeff. I'm on Twitter. You can email me through my website, but I'm definitely looking to network with other channels. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you again sometime today. Thank you. Thank you very much.